Hi, welcome to the Strategic Advisor Board. I'm Dr. Bruce Rippee, bringing you all things health and wellness. Remember, my job is to bake wellness into the fabric of your culture. I help medium and large businesses create initiatives where wellness becomes part of the conversation. You get a better employee, less absenteeism, less presenteeism, and certainly optimal results from the people that you serve and the people that serve you and work with you. So we were talking about sleep. We talked about sleep apnea. I got some great questions about that. And hopefully I've answered all of those. So here's and please look back at the videos if you would. They're all on the Strategic Advisor Board. These are designed for executives, designed for high-level people who are climbing the corporate ladder until there isn't any more ladder to climb. Those are the people that I work with the most. And if you'd like to get in contact with me, let's have a conversation. I'd like to keep you from being one of those people that dies extraordinarily wealthy, but never having seen enough of the world and enough time with their family and grandkids and great grandkids. So that's my job. That's what I want to do for you. Let's have a conversation. But let's talk about sleep. Sleep is so incredibly important. Now, a couple of resources for you. Matthew Walker, PhD, I highly recommend that you look him up. I think he's fantastic. Also, if you would look up medcram.com, there are a couple of very good doctors that got together. The front and the face of it is brilliant. And I use their science to bring to you. And these are people that I love and admire. I think they're terrific scientists. And I highly recommend you go to medcram.com and you type in sleep apnea, and you will get a very good scientific, well-explained overview. But when I take it to the busy businessman, okay, the executives, the businessman or woman that is constantly, flailing at the corporate ladder, and they're doing great things for people. This is basically me telling you, okay, I've worked with so many people, I can let you know probably in advance what your problems really are and how to do some things for yourself right away that will get you out of that. That's what wellness really is. What can I do for me? So magnesium citrate, vitamin D, and calcium are very, very good for apnea, just like they're very, very good for all kinds of sleep and sleep disorders. So I would suggest that you start taking some. You can get them in a gummy. They're delicious. You just smack them down and you feel fine. None of that stuff is poisonous to you, so you can generally take quite a bit of it. If you do take too much magnesium, which is hard to do in the gummy form, but if you do take too much magnesium, it is a laxative, so just be aware, okay? The other thing that is really important is hydration. So if you've noticed that some of my methods is I've had you get your sinuses open and get some adjustments on your neck and do some things to be able to help you sleep and get the tongue stronger so it doesn't occlude the back of your throat for apnea and all of that. If you'll notice, my measures get a little bit more and more into, well, perhaps the best thing to do is to find the root cause. Weight. This is a difficult one for people because they don't want to shame, and I don't want to either. That has nothing to do with that. What I like to do is make people durable. And if you can have a good, solid sleep, you're going to be more durable. When you gain a bunch of weight, the tongue starts to store fat. This makes it bigger and it makes it get in the way. You lose weight, your tongue loses fat, and all of a sudden you don't have problems. Snoring almost always gets worse with size. The bigger you are, the more you get fat around the wrong areas. In fact, there's this new device called a Zeus. If you haven't seen it, it's for apnea, and it actually triggers the tongue. It actually puts electrodes there. You'll have to see it. Look for it yourself. But that's what it's designed to do, is actually make your tongue go so it doesn't get in the back of your throat. Not quite that dramatic, but you get what I'm saying. So it's a little bit off and odd for me as a wellness doctor. I'd be like, I don't know if somebody needs to be shocking people all night long. But when you start dealing with apnea for real and it's part of your life, and you start dealing with snoring, there's a couple of different kinds of snoring. The kind of snoring that goes away if you're on your side is generally not a big deal. And I would just tell you, roll to one side, roll to another side, and we can talk about mattresses and sleep in some other video. Maybe I'll do that one next. But there are some things to look to in pillows and in mattresses, and that are really, really important. However, if you're on your back and you start to snore, pretty normal. But if you want to get rid of that kind of snoring, you're going to have to look at what makes me leaner. So the best methods are magnesium, really does help. Magnesium citrate, vitamin D, and calcium. Those are important things for smooth muscle. Water. An hour before you go to bed, drink, if you weigh 160 pounds plus or minus, about 12 ounces of water an hour before you go to bed. If you weigh 200 pounds, drink 16 ounces. If you weigh less than 160 pounds, you might look at 8 to 10. Okay. But you really do want about 12 ounces of water. If you hit 160, just kind of guess on each side and find out how it works. Yes, you will be going to the bathroom before you go to bed. It really, after a while, won't wake you up in the middle of the night. It won't. Your body needs to hydrate in the middle of the night. And in fact, having that kind of hydration allows the muscles to relax even better. So that is an excellent idea. The other draconian method that people don't like me very much when I tell them, stop eating 4 hours before you go to bed. If you go to bed at 11 o'clock, start dinner at 6, be completely done at 7, completely done. No other anything except maybe that tea with a little bit of honey and lemon in it. You can do that. That's fine, but no food. The reason why is you're already into that digestive phase by the time you go to bed. You've gone through the heat and food energy phase. You'll actually sleep cooler. More nitric oxide will go into your body. You can breathe better through your nose, quite simply because you're not inflamed. Remember that your body has to go into an inflammatory state in order to process food, okay? So I had a great patient that told me one time that before they go to bed, they like to eat Oreo cookies. And I said, what does your dentist say? You know, that's got to be just absolutely, well, I brush my teeth great, I have whatever. And they didn't seem to have the dental problems with it. But I will tell you that when she stopped eating Oreo cookies before she went to bed, didn't like me very much, but she stopped eating 4 hours before she went to bed. She found out that not only did she lose a little bit of weight, but she also stopped snoring at all. So these are good. This is good pieces of advice. I hope you can take it. I hope it's helpful to you. Remember, the people that you serve, if they're coming in looking like a zombie, or if you're noticing, wow, a lot of my employees are not doing as well, I'm having a hard time keeping them focused. A lot of that can actually come from sleep, and I would love to be able to help you. Give me a call or let me know on my email, drbruce@brentmed.com. This is all for you. If you can let me know soon, that would be great, and I'll talk to you then. In the meantime, be an example of what's possible.